Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is my very first haul video. It's a small haul, but we were very excited to be able to go this past Wednesday to Grantsburg, Wisconsin, where there is the occasional sale shop that I mentioned in our kitchen video when I was talking about the cute little planters that I had bought back in early March. Well, they opened up because Wisconsin was allowed to open a little sooner than we are yet. But I have a few things here that I think you'll really get a kick out of. And we are always so amazed at how cheap things are at this darling thrift store. And the first thing I'm going to show you is the cutest little Japanese, I'm sure it's not marked on the bottom, but I believe it's made in Japan, a little cow that I will show you up close too. I'll get some little clips in here of the things up close. This looks like maybe the bow tie on him was painted. I don't know. There isn't any little speck of paint on it, but I think I might paint him. I mean, not him, but the bow. I might choose a fun color for the bow. And he does have a little bit of gold on his feet. So his eyes are all still nicely painted, no chips anywhere. And he was 99 cents. Amazing. I thought that was really a steal. Everything here is a steal. This you may be very familiar with. It is the Hull set. There is a set of swans. I never realized when I'd see all these sizes in stores that it's actually a part of a set. There's a mom, they say, and the two different smaller ones. So this is, I believe, the smallest one, and it's absolutely perfect. It shows 1980. It looks like on the bottom there's an 80. So Hull, USA, Hull Pottery. And perfect condition, it was $5. So I couldn't resist that. I've seen this little swan many times, and I've always passed it up. But for $5, it's even resaleable if I choose to do that someday. Now, I ended up with so many green things on Wednesday that the guy that checked us out said, "Boy, you're really into green, aren't you?" And I said, "Well, yes, I like green, but it just was a coincidence. What I found happened to be green." I have collected a couple of red fancy planters that have a base on them similar to this, or a little pedestal, and I just think they're kind of retro looking. This one has a Japan sticker on the bottom, little tiny blue sticker. I know you can't see it right now. It's probably pretty hard. I can't reach where the camera's sitting today. Being my first try here, I'm just working with the camera on the tripod. But anyways, this has got a basket weave. There's no chips anywhere. And this was $4.95. So another close to $5 item there. What a deal. And then I ran across in the same booth a little bigger one. This one's very cool too. It's a speckly kind of a odd olive green with little brown specks in it, but there's nothing on the bottom. It's rough on both sides, but it is in excellent condition again, no chips. I thought, well, that's pretty cool and kind of mod looking. I really am not sure if this could be new, but even if it was, it's okay with me. I think I think in terms of groupings of things. And when I saw the small one and then saw this one, I knew I would enjoy putting it with something that I already have. I had it from last year. I found a odd green planter with a pedestal on it. So I was thinking of that one that I could have the three of them then together in a grouping. So of course I wanted to get that. That was $5. I don't know if I said that already, but it was the same booth, and this person had so many neat things, and it seemed like everything was $5. But when I ran across this in the booth next to it, I thought, whoa, this is kind of big. But I picked it up and started examining it, and I thought, this is kind of cool too, and it's a completely different color green. And I turned it over, and I was really having a hard time reading what it said on the bottom, but I could see USA was on the bottom. And then because it's faded, it's very faded, it wasn't stamped very well, it's under the glaze. It says Hager USA, and this was $5. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna get that one too. So that's why this gentleman at the checkout thought I was crazy for green. But I think this would make a really neat, I don't know if I can get them all on the camera here, a really neat grouping like that if I wanted just these three. And I would probably put succulents in them. But let me show you just what I happened to find last year. This one is a type of drip glaze. There is no mark on the bottom. It's kind of raw pottery and just a little strip of glaze they got on there, but there's no markings. And it's kind of an odd green, but that's what I was thinking of when I picked out these three. So I was very happy with all of these finds. That isn't everything. There's another green thing, $5. Couldn't believe it. It's a little awkward to show you here, and it's not been washed yet because it's going outside. It is a very tall green plant stand. It's coated metal, very tall, and little hearts on the side. So I was happy to find that for $5. I love having lots of cute pots outside, and that one's going to go in our front entrance. It's a very small niche in the corner, so it'll be very protected. It shouldn't ever get blown over because there's no wind that hits up there. The garage juts out, and so the whole front entrance is very protected with an overhang too, if that's what you call it. But let me set these aside over here so I can show you a couple more things. That is all that we ended up getting. This was the very first thing that my hubby ran across when we first walked in the store. We were wearing masks. This is it says Crestyle, Crestyle, Accessories Inc., made in USA. It's plastic or wood. I'm not really sure. I think it's plastic, but it's carved to look like wood and painted very nicely. I'm not sure what kind of duck that would be. Maybe you know. It's kind of strange with the flatter head. It could be merganser. I was kind of wondering. Yeah, I was kind of wondering that because of the flat head and the pintail look. But anyways, so this is a planter, and it's got two hooks on the back. So rather than put two holes in the wall, I'm going to just put some strong nylon fishing line between those two hooks there and just let it hang on one nail. I'm sure we can get it balanced that way. And I will put some greenery in it, some artificial greenery in it. And it's going to go in my hubby Norm's bathroom. We actually do have several vintage duck plaques in his bathroom. They are Royal Copley ceramic, beautiful ceramic mallards that are in a wire metal diamond shape, and they're both different looking mallards. And then I have a mod brass plaque in there too. So of I think they're seagulls, I guess. But anyways, I was really happy to, oh, I forgot the most important thing. When we got to that booth right away, when we were in there, my hubby found this and picked it up, and just coincidentally, the lady that had that booth, that was hers, he picked it up and saw there was no price on it. So she noticed that he was looking at it, and he just figured she worked there. So he said, I'd like this, but I don't see a price on it. So she said, oh, I'm sorry, it's mine. How about $5? My hubby said, $5? Okay. He was thinking in his mind, I'll give you 10, but he didn't have to say that. This is a thrift store. So we were really tickled to find this right off the bat. So that was pretty cool. And then when I was about ready to leave, I think I'll put this way over here. When I was ready to leave, I just was towards the end of all the booths, and I happened to look in a basket, looked down, and saw some very beautiful colored material in our colors for the dining room here. And I thought, boy, those look like curtains. I hope they're valances. There was several stacks in this basket. So I pulled out one of the stacks, and it was a pair of valances that was marked, oh, I don't know, I can't even remember what it was marked, but I have the receipt here. There was at least 3 pairs in that basket, and the price they charged us was $3.95 each. So we ended up paying, no wait, $6.50. That's right. It's down here lower on the list. It's $6.50 for a pair of valances, and they are in perfect condition. They are in the colors in my dining room. Gold. Our chairs are gold and red. And we have gold walls. And of course, I use green a lot. But this is a beautiful material. And it's very textured material. It was cotton, I assume, because I put them in the wash in just some woolite and cold water, and there was no color whatsoever that came out of them. So it's very quality material. But the reason why, I'll give you a clip of the current thrifted valances that I found at the Goodwill last year. They're kind of satiny, and they actually have a darker wine in them. It's wine and gold striped. No green, just wine and gold. And the wine is kind of dark, but I was kind of desperate to put something different up, so I got those for only $1.99 each piece. So I have had them up for a year, but I'm much more excited about these. The thing that was bothering my hubby Norm about the current valances is they would hit his head whenever he walked out our patio door. So yes, that would drive you crazy, and I just wasn't about to have them hemmed up for that little bit. So when I looked at these, they did bring us a tape measure, but the thing that's different about the ones I have up now, they have the pocket is right at the top. So there's no ruffle along the top. These, you can see the pocket is way down here. So that made this part, that hangs down from the rod pretty short. I was convinced that I was seeing something much shorter than I have. So as soon as we got it home, he held it up to the curtain rod, and sure enough, they're shorter. So I can't wait to get these hung up. I just haven't gotten around to it, and I didn't press them. But I was very tickled at this haul, even though it's very small. It sounds funny for me to say haul because it's not that big. But I want to tell you a story, as long as this is a short haul. My hubby wanted me to share a story with you about our thrifting adventures. It was in an antique store last year. It was probably, I'd say maybe early October. We were in a small antique shop in southern Minnesota, and I was about ready to leave. I had found a few things that I really liked, but I was looking at this one shelf, and he walked up to me and said, "Are you ready to go?" And I said, "Yeah, I guess." And he looked down on the shelf, and here was a Pez dispenser laying down. I didn't even see it. And just to tell you up front here, in the 90s, Norm and I had a huge Pez dispenser collection in our basement family room. But we decided to start selling them. We had a lot of the old valuable ones. And so we did very well. We were selling them all over the place, but all over the world, actually. And that was a lot of fun. And we recouped a lot of our investment in them. But this Pez, when Norm picked it up, he realized it was fairly valuable. It was marked $1. And it was no feet on the Pez. There was no feet. He knew right away the fact that this Pez had no little feet on it, that it was a much older one. So he said, "Oh boy, we could get $20 for it." It was a cow. I think it's called Cow A, but it actually has horns. So it's really a bull, but they just call it Cow A. So we bought it for $1, and all the way home, because I was curious, I was looking on my phone, I was trying to find out how much this Pez dispenser was worth. And I couldn't find anything for the longest time. I looked and looked and looked everywhere I could, describing the patent number on it. It's a USA patent number. And it was frustrating that I couldn't find something. There had to be some information out there on it. So that night, he had finally decided to go to bed early, and I was up still trying to find on my phone what this was. I was so happy when I finally came across a website that showed their huge, well, they have a huge collection, so they have a great website and very, very informative. The Pez they mentioned was part of a set of four cows, and they were all different color combinations with the stems and the heads and the nose and everything. So I did see our cow, finally a picture of it. And she said, or he, when they described this particular group, that it was made in USA for USA distribution only. And so it was rare. It is rare, she said, and hard to find now because there weren't that many made. So I was getting pretty excited. I thought, oh, I guess we have something here if she says it's rare. And it was from the 60s. So we hurried up, and after actually I did find out more information. I finally did run across one that was $1,300 sale. I think not too many months prior, maybe. I can't remember the timing. but it had showed up. So the fact that I could find that it was a sale on eBay not too long ago wouldn't have been a year or so ago, because they just don't keep information that long. So I thought, wow, if one similar to ours sold for $1,300, I think we really have something here. But I took all the photos. I have been selling on eBay since 2005, I mean. And so I have a very good rating of 100% feedback. So people would trust my judgment, and I said it was in perfect condition. Springs weren't rusted or anything like that. But I put it on for, I don't know, 1999 or something like that. We just decided if it's worth a lot of money, it will get plenty for it. So it was a 10-day auction. I decided to go because I wanted to make sure as many collectors out there saw the auction. And we were absolutely elated. This got so many bids. It just kept going up and up and up, and it was actually getting embarrassing. But the funny part is that the person that kept beating out everybody, he just kept pushing everybody else up. I got emails from Germany right away from a very well-known Pez collector in Germany. He said, I gotta have it. And he made it up to 900 and gave up. So we were surprised and a little sad for him, but we were worried because the person that kept beating out everybody, he didn't have any feedback at all. He was absolutely brand new eBayer. So we thought, oh boy, is this gonna be a hoax? We just didn't know if we'd end up having to wait 2 weeks before we could list it again, or more, however long it takes before eBay gives that person a bad mark. But the last day, that afternoon, we were just going crazy because it kept going and going and going, and it finally ended at 1775. I got my hubby sitting over here coaching me. I can't remember all the figures. Yeah, 1775. And we just could not believe it. We thought, this is absolutely incredible. But I guess it was pretty rare, and I felt really guilty about the dollar sale in the antique shop, but I don't know. So anyways, right after the end of the sale, I got an email from a writer of 3 Pez books. He's very well known if you've ever collected Pez. His name is David Welch, and he said, I've been watching your auction, and congratulations, that's the highest that Pez has ever sold for. So he was happy for us, but he also was hoping that things would work out for him too when he wanted to list his in the near future. So that was really something. That was our story of a lifetime. I hope you enjoy it. I have the story. I have a photograph we took, because you know how things disappear on eBay. So we made sure we took a very good, downloaded a very good picture of that sale, and we framed it. We don't have Pez dispensers anymore, but we framed that one. So we were really, really happy, and we needed that income. Actually, there were 2 major things that happened with our house and our car that was that much money. So we were blessed. But I just thought you would enjoy that story. So thanks for watching today. This is my very first little haul. I hope you had fun, and please come back again, because I'll probably be doing my crazy pink bedroom next time. So I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you again soon. Bye now. Here's a close-up of the satiny curtains that we have up right now that are just too dark a red, really, I think, and there's no ruffle up on the top. Here's a little bit of a close-up of the planters. Very cool. This is a very odd sage green. Here's the little cow and duck. Cutest little guy with green eyes. And this hull swan. Did I say duck? That's a swan. I'm not sure. Is that a duck? I saw people calling it a swan. Boy, that's hard to believe. It kind of looks more like a duck to me.